Leaders, if you don't accept the facts that Ripple and XRP are critical infrastructure for the new digital on-chain financial system, you and your family are going to get left behind, period.
XRP, Solana, Ethereum, if you stick in those categories up in the top 10, you're probably going to do pretty well.
One of the big ones has this tremendous long track record. And there are really two things that I found has appealed to our audience. One is that they're confident it's not going away.
There you go. His audience is financial advisors. They're confident it's not going away. So that might be a winner.
I know that sounds too simple, but a lot of financial advisors look at crypto and wonder, are these things for real? Will they persist? Will they be here into the future? And XRP has this enormous track record and this enormous background that gives people confidence it will be there in the future. And then towards what Steve said, it fits into real world applications that they can understand, right? They understand sort of the stablecoin space. They understand the cross currency and liquidity space. They understand and appreciate news like Ripple getting a bank charter and what that could mean for the XRP community. So they'll see it. And because it's such a simple case and because it's so real world, I think it appeals to people who don't make crypto their full-time thing. And I think that's really important. That's one of the reasons we've seen consistent flows despite the crypto market being down. The ETF thing that I would add, which I think is really interesting and speaks to something really special in the XRP community, is that while Steve and I just gave this good story on why Bitwise and Canary are both seeing flows, it's very atypical in the ETF world to have multiple providers doing well from an ETF perspective. And I think what that tells you is that almost uniquely in crypto, XRP really hits and appeals to multiple different communities, right? Often it is just one community that drives ETFs out of the gate, but XRP, because it's been around, because people know it, really already has sort of fans and or people who are open to it in these different categories, maybe faster than other assets. And I think that's why we've seen this kind of dual success.
Altcoins typically follow Bitcoin, but there are a handful of assets that I do believe will diverge in this manner. And just watching XRP perform as everything's going straight down and we continue to get inflows every day and continue to hold up, I believe that it could look like another peak in XRP in 2026 when most of other crypto assets are going to be down. And again, it was a fantastic launch. I've really never seen anything like it. Anybody who's ever launched an ETF before knows that if you can get to $5 million in AUM by the end of the first year, then you're rocking it. So hitting crossing 300 million for us in the first
300.
I think it was the first week was fantastic.
I think also retail growth is interesting too. I think we're on the cusp because, as I was saying before, we can't really provide today exactly the features that most retail users need. So we're capturing the users who really like the technology and who have unusually people who want to gamble essentially and try these high risk trades. But obviously, that's not how we're going to take over the world. We're going to take over the world with solid financial products that